All right, so let's get started.
Sure.
Okay. Let's talk about today's match against JDG. It seemed like you guys were off to a solid start, but it ended up taking a turn for the worst. What do you think that the tipping point was in this match?
Well, I think they were like the big problem was that they got Herald, and then they got kinda 2 towers for free, and we couldn't really answer it in any way, cause Renekton had Herald and had TP. So if we would go bot, he would just Herald top and get the tower against Volibear. That's what we expected to happen, but he just TP'd bot when we went top, and he just got tower there. Um, so that was big one. This is like over 1k swing, right? Because they got 2 towers, and then the team fight meet where I think me and Hans died, and they were like S4. So Zoe is also like farming top meanwhile. I think I have to rewatch it, but I felt like we should have go for the fight there and be more aggressive. Yeah, but this was the two turning points.
I see. And you mentioned Renekton right there. LS was casting this match for the LEC and the North American audience. And I'm wondering, I know he absolutely hates that pick, but what are your thoughts on the champion?
It's very good with the kind of two best junglers right now, so Lindari and Lilia, the AP ones. We don't really want to pair him up with any AD champs because then enemy top lane will just build armor and he will be kind of useless.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the Lilia and Nidalee, they kind of have so much damage that if the top lane doesn't build any magic resist, they can one-shot him just by, yeah, those champions can one-shot. Uh, so he's just very strong with Lilia and Nidalee. He also brings a setup for them, right? So
Right.
usually Nidalee struggles to hit a spear, but Renekton just presses W, stuns, and then it's a guaranteed spear. Same with Volibear, kind of, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he's just good with the junglers people want to play right now.
Got it.
And he wins lane, which helps.
That is true. Okay, let's talk about the European region at Worlds. How do you think that we stand right now against the others?
I'm not really sure. I think G2 is doing very well so far, and Fnatic and us are doing okay. I hope they're gonna win today. I think they play today as well, or is it
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow? I think they have
I
back today,
think
so they play tomorrow.
tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think. Well, I feel like we were a bit worse than the teams we faced. So Diamond, JD Gaming. I hope we can turn it around week 2. But G2 Fnatic played pretty well so far, I would say.
All right. How did you guys approach to this more dominant LPL style of play? I feel like a lot of people at Worlds are just really, really going in for the fights. Was that something that you guys were more used to, or is this something that you had to learn more as you got to China?
Yeah, the first days and screens were pretty rough because they're very aggressive around the map. They are using their tempo on every kind of champion very well.
Mm-hmm.
So if one, let's say, support or mid, they have free push and they will just roam and do something always. Where in Europe the players were very slow to like take actions when they had opportunities. People were happy just farming and doing nothing. But yeah, here is not the case anymore, and we had to adapt a lot of how we communicate, how we play, and what we play as well. So yeah, you probably have seen some shift in our champion pools. Mm, well, I think in general we're not sure if every team can play on stage as well as in scrims. So you could see us playing yesterday kind
I
of
see.
scaling comp that is week early, and we got punished for it. So we kind of realized, yeah, at least in our group we can't play like this. So today we tried to play more aggressive style. I think it worked better. We had at least the game felt winnable, and
Mm-hmm.
that we could do something that we lost. So yeah, I think this is the way to go, and I hope we can play better next week.
All right, that's fair. Despite the result against Demon, I think it was definitely clear that you guys were pretty competitive against them. It wasn't a one-sided match, I would say. What do you think that you will be changing when facing the like not just Demon but also JDG again next week? You face them, I believe you
Um,
play JDG first and then right after Demon. That's brutal.
Possibly,
Yeah,
possibly, yeah.
yeah, I checked
Uh,
it.
w- yeah. Well, I think we just have to come in the game just like we did today.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, it's true, the game felt like we have a chance, but they had the control of the whole game. So it was more on them making a big mistake in team fight that, let's say, Hekarim or me with Kalista wouldn't catch someone, but they were very aware of what our comp wants to do. and they just played with they had like 5k gold lead or 4k gold lead for most of the game, so they could control the map and choose the fights, and they didn't really make mistakes. So our hacker was kind of useless. He also fell behind a lot. They were good at playing for jungle camps. This is also like a big difference in Asia. I mean, playing here at Worlds than playing in Europe. In Europe, no one was really contesting the camps that much. I mean, we did, but not to the extent people do here. Is basically if you don't have pressure lanes, your jungle will be like 2-3 rows behind, and you can't do anything about it. Where European junglers were trying to help the team too much and not abusing their matchup, which let's say is kind of a mistake, because if Hecarim can farm and get strong for team fights, he will carry. Yeah, and Damon knew about it, so they just kind of shut down Hecarim, and then they also picked pretty well against us. Lulu's Silas kind of counters our comp, I think. So yeah, I prefer much more what we did today than yesterday, and yeah, just have to play better and maybe not give that much gold early game.
I'm glad to hear that you guys are getting used to it. Talking about getting used to it, I feel like everyone's saying that Group C is the group of death, but when I look at Group B, it definitely seems like that's one of the most dangerous groups out there. What are your thoughts on where you got placed?
Well, I feel like for us it's for sure group of death.
Yeah,
because,
I think so too.
Both the Chinese and Korean teams are very strong.
Yeah.
Damon and JDG. Well, I feel like Group C is more like, I won't say it's group. I don't know if it's group of death, but it's like the most competitive group in a way that all 4 teams are on same level. But I think if you put any of those 4 teams in our place, I don't think they would do much better, right? They would like also struggle against the top 2 in our group.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Group C is for sure the most even one, that no one really knows who will make it out, right? In our group, people kind of favor JDG and Damon, and yeah, they're very strong, but we'll see next week.
All right, that's fair. After you guys won the summer split, you guys had a little bit of a slump in playoffs. And I remember that a lot of LEC fans were worried about how you guys would perform at Worlds, and they were quite critical about it. Do you think that this type of criticism of like, oh, does Rogue deserve to be at Worlds or not, kind of lights up a fire under you guys' chairs and makes you guys want to strive for the better?
I mean, there was some truth in what people were saying, because we had this. I mean, yeah, I'll follow up. So there was some truth in the way that we had this play style, just like farming solo lanes that scale very well. Most of the time, like pressure bot, and then jungle that ganks a lot, like Volleyball set. This was kind of a meta back then, at least in Europe, right? And then the patch changed a bit. The Evelyn Hecarim got buffed a bit, and then Fnatic came in playing the scary jungle style, and we just instantly, after playing against them, noticed that this is the better way to play the game right now. But we didn't really. We tried it a bit, but we didn't really think it's gonna work, right? But they just showed us that it works, and that's a better way to play the game, and we kind of adapted fast. So yeah, after our loss to Fnatic, I mean, we lost kind of badly. I can understand people feel this way, but it's still just like one best of 5, and you could clearly see that we were not playing the same kind of champions as Fnatic. So I think they were just like one step ahead back then, compared to us. So yeah, but I think we adapted very well. We play this style right now decently, and yeah, I think we are for sure at least the third best team from Europe.
All right, sounds good. What about your personal development at Worlds? What have you learned so far?
Well, it's I just feel like the game is kind of played like it has been for years in a way. That it's very important to keep that like playing for tempo, but being fast, and playing for early games. Like balance between early game and scaling is important. I think in Europe we're playing too much for scaling, and we kind of forgot about the early game. So yeah, I just got reminded by the Asian players that early game is still important. I think we all did, yeah. So that was the biggest part. Nothing like life changing. I didn't learn it here, I was playing kind of this way in the past already, for like this like high tempo play style, and much pressure, emphasis on early game, laning phase. So it's not that like it's not a new concept for me. You can say.
All right, thank you so much, Vander. I hope you guys have a great run. Take care.
Thank you.